Canadá Smart Mind é uma escola de idiomas e imigração. Aqui, vamos ajudar você a melhorar o seu inglês e francês, e conseguir imigrar, e se adaptar ao mercado de trabalho, e à sociedade canadense. Queremos o seu sucesso nesta jornada, e contamos com você, para divulgar o nosso nome para crescer, e contribuir cada vez mais com o seu sucesso. Aqui você vai ter a nossa ajuda em inglês, francês e português.
We are happy to have you back here. Your communication is crucial to getting a job. You know that OneonOne will do this for you. So save your time here. I'm going to show you how to search for your new job in Canada, and to participate in conversations in a comfortable and nice way you will see here. 1 Job searching ideas, 2 templates, 3 tips. This video will help you to be in the Canadian job market. 1 Job searching ideas.
What is neural engineering? If you're interested in a challenging career in biomedicine, you may be wondering, what is neural engineering? It's a field that focuses on using engineering techniques to repair, enhance, replace, and understand neural systems. The discipline focuses on the nervous system, which consists of the spine, brain, nerves, and sensory organs. Neuroengineering is a developing interdisciplinary practice area that highlights neuroscience and engineering methods to study neurological functions and find solutions to problems related to neurological dysfunction and limitations. The primary objective of this field is to create rehabilitative solutions for neural system problems and solve other neuroscience-related issues. Notably, the focus on quantitative and engineering methodology applied to the nervous system differentiates this discipline from the traditional areas of neuroscience. The field includes computational, experimental, clinical, theoretical, and applied research at the cellular, molecular, and system levels. What do neural engineers do? These engineers typically work in laboratories, focusing on developing and researching treatments and new tools. Some of their primary duties include researching neurological disorders. Neural system engineers study the nervous system, neurological enhancements, and the diseases or disorders that affect this part of the body. They typically focus on developing new medication and providing relevant insight into the human mind and how it operates. Developing robotic systems. Neural engineers help create robotic systems that imitate the neurological functions of the human nervous system. Creating these systems combines biomedical science and technology and requires advanced training and education in both fields, creating models of neurological activity. Neural engineers build 3D models of neurological structures and activities with computer software. They use these models to research the activities of the nervous system, collect data, discover new information, and predict trends about the neurological processes without invading the patient's nervous system. Engineering biomedical technology. Neural engineers design modern biomedical technology and research the link between neurology and technology. For instance, a neural engineer may help build a prosthetic appendage that reacts to neurological stimulation. Applications in neural engineering. Neural engineering comprises different areas of specialization with unique applications in either engineering or medicine. Some of the common disciplines and applications include neural imaging. Neural imaging is a field of neuroscience where researchers navigate the brain using 3D images. The researchers and physicians use the images as references to study and understand the nervous system's basic structure and any irregularities that may affect it. With modern technological advancements, neural engineers can make accurate images of the nerves, spine, brain, and neurons. Neural interfaces. These interfaces are ultra-modern technological tools that link the nerve pathways with external devices. Neural engineers design, develop, and test these systems. They also research the practicality and effectiveness of the devices. Physicians also use neural interfaces to help patients with unique conditions rehabilitate some cognitive and motor functions. For instance, a patient with Parkinson's disease may require neural interfaces to restore speech and mobility. Neurorobotics. Neurorobotics is a developing area that focuses on using robotics to replicate human neurological systems. Neurorobotics attempt to replicate various functions, including memory, reflexes, muscle memory, and speech patterns. Neural engineers study and research the functions of the human nervous system and replicate those functions in non-living machines. They assist in the design and development processes of The machines and supervise the maintenance. Neuromechanics. The field of neuromechanics focuses on studying how the nervous system and the science of movement manipulate the musculoskeletal system. This discipline helps researchers and physicians to understand movement in humans and how some injuries, disruptive behaviors, disorders, and other trauma can affect locomotion. Neural engineers may also participate in the development process for neuromechanical tools, such as tracking software that monitors patients' movements. Neural prostheses. These prostheses are appliances that help return an improved functional level to patients with neurological conditions. These pieces of equipment may be internal or external, such as dorsal column stimulators. Patients attach these advanced prostheses to their spines to allow them to control their tremors, pain levels, rigidity, and spasticity by remote control. Neural engineers design, create, research, and maintain these devices and instruct other professionals on using them. Neural enhancement. Neural enhancement is the specific augmentation of particular neurological functions, such as movement, cognitive abilities, or biochemical processes. Neural engineers study how these enhancements can benefit the nervous system and research enhancements that may be impossible to create due to the current level of technology. For example, researchers may design hearing aids that harness electrical impulses from the brain to improve a patient's hearing. Common neural engineering career requirements. Here are some of the most important requirements for a career in neural engineering: a bachelor's degree in biomedical engineering or science. Successful neural engineers hold at least a bachelor's degree in biomedical science, engineering, or related fields. Earning a bachelor's degree from an accredited program can provide you with the necessary academic foundations. It's important to note that practical internship opportunities may require you to complete a bachelor's degree program or be in the process of obtaining one. Advanced education. Many positions in neural engineering may require an advanced degree in relevant fields. As neural engineering is a developing area, you may complete varied and specialized educational training. More programs are developing in the field, and a master's degree in neural engineering may give you the relevant certification and credentials. It's important to note that exclusive research positions may require you to obtain a doctorate in neural engineering. Earning one of these graduate degrees can make you a more competitive candidate. Internship. Some biomedical and neural engineering roles may require you to obtain relevant work experience. Internships are an excellent opportunity to gain experience and develop your skills. These programs can allow you to gain practical and direct experience while working with a seasoned professional. The Canadian Medical and Biological Engineering Society provides a list of career opportunities for its members and non-members. This information is free for members, but the society requires non-members to pay a fee, P.Eng license, after completing the Professional Practice Examination, PP, which assesses your understanding of the regulations that govern the profession and the ethical and professional standards. You may require a professional engineering license from the provincial or territorial regulatory body in the province where you aim to practice. The license requires you to complete a 4-year degree and complete at least 4 years of experience working under a licensed professional engineer, P.Eng. In addition, it's important to demonstrate proficiency in either the English or French language and be of good character.
Agora você tem o texto. Lembre-se de entrar em contato. Na descrição você tem o nosso contato.
Now that you have these ideas, let's have some templates. Subscribe yourself to get these videos every week. 2. Templates.
What's included in a NIT management resume? Typically, a NIT management resume may include your contact information, experience, and skills. You may also want to include information about your educational history along with any relevant certifications or qualifications you've earned. NIT manager roles are often supervisory, so including reference to leadership experience you've had can make you appealing as a candidate. Similarly, if you've attended a leadership training program, including this information in your resume can strengthen your chances of being hired. If you can find any proof of being not only a team leader but a team member, this information can help too. The responsibilities of NIT managers vary between companies and industries, so researching available roles can also inform you of the best information to include in your resume. For example, when applying for a NIT management role for an online retailer, you can explain your experience in logistics or retail to prove that you have relevant experience and understand the industry. You may even write a list of the recurring traits hiring managers are seeking in IT managers. Then, where relevant, you can insert these into your resume to match the qualities the employer is seeking in their candidates. Upload your resume to Indeed. Let employers find you by creating an Indeed resume. Related, how to get into it, with tips to build your IT career, how to write an IT management resume. Here are 6 simple steps you can follow to write an IT management role resume. 1. Add your contact information. The first section of your resume comprises your basic contact information. You can consider which pieces of information a prospective employer may need from you to get in contact. Include these details at the beginning of your resume so that they're easy for the recipient to find. Making sure that your contact information is immediately accessible can also ensure that employers can reach you as soon as they decide that they want to interview you. Here is some common information to include in a resume in the best order for listing: first and last name, location, primary phone number, email address. You may even decide to include a professional networking profile link. Profile links such as these can be hyperlinks to your account, which is helpful when sending resumes through email or online portals. Doing this means that even more information, such as detailed work experience, professional headshots, and personality descriptions, is available to any potential employers. It also makes sharing your profile among hiring teams faster and easier. 2. Write a professional summary. A professional summary is a brief statement which is usually 1 or 2 sentences long and highlights your most relevant qualifications. You can try to convey why you're qualified, suitable, and promising for an IT manager role. In this statement, you may also focus on your career goals, expertise, and achievements. The purpose of this section is to communicate quickly why you're a candidate for consideration. There are many ways to title this section, including professional summary, summary of qualifications. An alternative to a professional summary is an objective statement. These differ from professional statements in that, rather than summarize your professional experience, they provide an outline of your career goals, relevant experience, or an introduction to yourself as an individual. Objective statements are more appropriate for a candidate with less relevant experience, which for managerial roles isn't as common an occurrence. 3. List your professional experience. This next section is where you list your work experience. You can start with your most recent role and list your previous positions in reverse chronological order. Any work experience from the last 10 to 15 years can go into this section, but make sure that any jobs listed are relevant. When listing your past positions, it's wise to emphasize any responsibility you've had which relate to the role for which you're applying. For instance, you may focus on leadership experiences or technical tasks which may help you in an IT management role. You may wish to list your job title, company name, duration of your employment, notable duties and achievements, location of the company. 4. Outline your education. You can list any details about your educational background in this section. Start with the highest level of education you've received and list the rest of the educational qualifications you've earned in reverse chronological order. IT management roles are usually senior positions, so having higher education is often highly sought after. Having a section specifically dedicated to your education can allow hiring managers to find this essential information quickly and conveniently. You can also list in your education section any degrees you've earned, name of academic institutions you've attended, location of the institution, year you graduated. 5. Share your skills. This next section may include both hard and soft skills you possess in the field of IT management. If you've been an IT manager before, you can list hard skills such as technology you've learned to use, methods you've mastered, and abilities you've employed to succeed in any prior roles. Hard skills are those which you can learn through targeted training, while soft skills refer to those which you develop through experience. You can also list soft skills, including problem solving. Problem-solving skills help IT managers find, troubleshoot, and resolve challenges in their systems. Communication. Communication skills help IT managers translate complicated technical processes into terms their colleagues and clients can comprehend. Organization. IT managers use organizational skills to manage several projects and ensure they and team members complete tasks. Leadership. Strong leadership skills help IT managers instruct, motivate, and evaluate their direct reports. 6. Note your certifications. This final section is optional, but can be beneficial for showcasing your IT specializations, including any certifications related to IT management can also show your commitment to developing your career, which can be impressive to hiring managers. If you do list your certifications on your resume, you can include the name of the certification and the institution where you gained it. As with the education section, holding high-level certifications can be a distinct benefit for senior positions.
Now that you have these ideas, let's have some tips. Subscribe yourself to get these videos every week. 3 tips.
Everything you should know about working from home, staying productive while working remotely. While working from home has its perks, it can be distracting. Errands, chores, family, housemates, TV, social media and pets can easily shift your attention. Here are some tips for eliminating distractions and boosting productivity while working from home. 1. Dress for success. It can feel tempting to roll out of bed and over to your laptop in your pajamas. If you're dressed for sleep, it can be much harder to get your brain in productivity mode. Try maintaining your regular morning routine to set boundaries between working and living at home. In place of your morning commute, you might try another activity to boost productivity, such as a walk, light workout or meditation. Then, get dressed and ready for your day and make a healthy breakfast. Dressing for the tasks ahead of you will make you feel more motivated and is also a helpful practice in case of unexpected video meetings. 2. Set and follow a schedule. It is important to set your working hours apart from your personal home time. For transparency, tell your manager when your working hours are when working from home and indicate on your calendar when you are available. Here are a few tips on managing your daily schedule to optimize productivity. Start each day off by reviewing the tasks you need to get done to make progress towards your goals that day and throughout the week. Prioritize your tasks by understanding the time investment, complexity and impact of each. Provide key status updates to your manager and other team members at an agreed-upon cadence. Take regularly scheduled breaks to stretch, get outside and rest. Your brain, health and productivity suffer when we don't build in regular breaks for our brains and bodies. The brain is like any other muscle, it needs to rest. These breaks can take any form, including meditating, reading a chapter of a book, listening to a podcast, doing a short yoga video, taking a walk. 3. Create a workspace. If possible, it is best to set aside a separate space in your home for work. This will help you separate your home and work activities and boost productivity when you're working in your designated space. Communicate with your friends and roommates that even though you are at home, you are off limits during your scheduled work hours. Video technology is also an incredible tool to leverage when working remotely. It helps us to stay connected even when we are very far apart. To optimize your video meetings, you should test out your computer microphone, speakers and camera before important meetings to make sure they work. Be conscious of your physical background when in meetings, change to something more professional when needed. Use your video camera whenever possible. Keeping your camera on can improve understanding and communication. 4. Pay attention to burnout. The fusion of workspace and home space can lead to a lack of boundaries and breaks. Align with your manager and team on expected work outcomes so you are focusing less on how much you work and more on what you achieve. If you still feel overworked, create work start and stop rituals, forced movement moments such as walking the dog, scheduled stretches, and gamified breaks. For example, try the Pomodoro method by focusing for 25 minutes, then taking a mandatory 5-minute break. Here are some additional ways to create boundaries around work and home time. Shut down your computer at the end of day. Avoid opening your email or online chat after you've decided to sign off. Identify an activity that starts around the time you need to disconnect, such as a workout class, errand or appointment with a friend. Communicating with remote teammates. When working from home, in-person communications are limited. That means you're not as able to rely on building rapport through small talk, body language and facial expressions. To maintain healthy communications with colleagues while working remote, here are a few things to keep in mind. 1. Schedule daily or weekly stand-ups. For software teams, a stand-up is a daily meeting that involves the core team, highlights progress, and helps flag blockers. In the standard format of a stand-up, Each team member comes prepared to answer these questions. What did I work on yesterday? What am I working on today? What issues are blocking me? The daily reinforcement of sharing individual successes and plans keeps everyone excited about the team's overall contribution to the organization. 2. Make online chat your main office. Many companies and teams use online chat to stay connected both personally and on work-related topics. You might consider creating light-hearted channels where people can share updates about non-work-related subjects such as cooking, exercise or pets. You should also use chat regularly to communicate as frequently as possible around key goals and progress towards them. 3. Combat miscommunication. Communicating at a distance can lead to miscommunication and misunderstandings. This is partly because the rich texture of face-to-face communication, including body language and facial expressions, tends to collapse in written format if you notice back and forth messages or negative tone creeping in. Use it as your cue to use phone or video. If you find yourself feeling offended or annoyed at someone's message, remember that we tend to perceive neutral written messages as negative. When in doubt, talk it out. Ask questions to understand your colleagues' intentions. 4. Keep the team spirit. When working from home, it is more important than ever to create spaces to interact with your teammates beyond projects and status updates. Working remotely can bring feelings of loneliness that might catch some people off guard. Here are some ways to connect. While working from home, use online chat as your office water cooler and happy hour. Set up an optional lunchtime video chat to discuss fun topics, such as a book you all choose to read together or your favorite homemade work from home meals. Virtual team building can help replace valuable in-person forms of communication that are missing from the remote office. Managing a remote team, leading remotely can present a certain set of unique challenges, especially if this is a new transition for you or your team. Planning, communication and expectation setting can help maintain contentness and productivity. Here are some tips for managing a remote team. 1. Communicate clear expectations. Take a moment to plan. What do you need to achieve? By when and what changes might you need to make to your original quarterly plan and goals? Type it up so you can start discussing it with your team. You will avoid misunderstandings when you create a document that serves as a source of truth. You might also share the document with stakeholders and other teams you collaborate with. Schedule a team meeting to discuss if there are any new expectations and what, if anything, has changed with working remotely. In your agenda, include goal responsibilities and ownership, how often updates are expected, and in what form: written, video chat, recording, stand-up, communication norms, which technology you want to use for each type of message, expected response time, dark time, etc. 2. Cherish and protect your one-on-one time. One-on-ones are a time to make sure you and each member of your team are working towards the same objectives, that the work that is being completed is the right work, and most importantly, to check on the well-being and engagement of your team. Regular check-ins stop larger issues from festering, allow for immediate and regular feedback, and promote open communication. Dedicated one-on-one time with your team members becomes even more critical and important. When managing a team virtually, try allocating between 30 minutes to 1 hour with each of your direct reports for a one-on-one each week. Getting the most out of one-on-ones, many factors dictate the best way to structure your meetings for success, including the emotional needs of those you manage, your relationship and the team member's experience level. The most important element in a successful one-on-one is creating a space where people feel comfortable discussing the issues and concerns on their minds. These meetings are primarily for the employee and their participation is vital. Pro tip: pre-populate a shared agenda. It will help you provide context prior to the meeting and also allows both parties to take ownership of the meeting. Timebox the topics you know you need to cover. With the constantly evolving media coverage of COVID-19 and this new way of working remotely for some, it is possible your team may be feeling overwhelmed or anxious. One of the responsibilities of a manager is to ensure your team feels supported and informed at all times. Start your one-on-one with an open-ended question. This allows the most important and top-of-mind topics to surface. Here are some questions you might try. How are you feeling? What is on your mind? Do you feel like you have clear priorities? Do you feel in the loop? Do you feel isolated from the rest of the team? What are you most excited about? What are you most worried about? How can I help you? Once you've fully heard their answers, be a facilitator of solutions, uncover what they're excited about, how you can mentor them to be successful, and unblock them to do their best work. 3. Provide feedback often. If employees are more familiar with working in an office environment where they receive feedback daily, the silence in a remote position could cause uncertainty or confusion. It's easy to assume the worst about your work when you don't hear otherwise. Regular feedback lets employees know where they stand, gets everyone on the same page, and reduces the chance of a surprise and disagreements during a more formal review. 4. Share relevant information in a prompt, inclusive and organized way. Keep employees informed by sharing information broadly to all team members in a timely manner. Your leadership is necessary for sharing relevant information that you need to trickle down to your team. Take time to understand what's being communicated, why and what is being asked from your team. Choose the right medium or a combination depending on the message and its implications. Some messages will require an email followed by a team meeting. When working remotely, especially in the beginning, more communication is better than less. Sometimes, and depending on your communication style, you can replace a long email with a video.
Now you have some cool tips. Get the inspiration there. Ask whatever you want in the comments and we will do our best to answer you. Thank you very much to join us here. Help us to do our best to help you by hitting the like and subscribe buttons. You see us in our next video. Bye for now.